everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing another 2-minute book review. But before we get started, don't forget to... Wait, you know what? I guess I should just tell you which book we're doing. On Sarah Jane. You know what? This sticker, I hate that bookshops put stickers on these covers. Like, disruptive. So disruptive. I got it though. I got it. Of House of Earth and Blood, even though I keep calling it Crescent City. House of Earth and Blood, the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell notification button so you never miss anything. So as you might know, before I released this 2-minute book review, I did do a very crappy reading vlog of my experiences while reading this book, which I love, by the way. So you guys can definitely check that out. I will link that up there, but let me get started. So let's put 2 minutes on the clock. You ready? And okay, so this story follows Bryce Quinlan, who is half fae, half human, and so just like in all of other Sarah J. Maas, anything that's not pure is considered lesser than, so there's that. But it follows her and her adventures. That is our new heroine of this series. Oh my god, it's about to sneeze. That is ruining my time frame. This follows her, and basically what this book is essentially a murder mystery. They are basically Law and Order of Crescent City, okay? But they aren't like real police officers because Bryce is an assistant to an antiquities dealer. And so, but she happens to fall into all this when some of her closest friends get married. It's in the blurb. I know none of us read the blurb because none of us knew what the book was about prior to reading it. But it's in the blurb, so it's not a spoiler. I had to read it to make sure. But basically her closest friends get murdered and she finds herself in the middle of this trying to figure out who the killer was and why there are other murders happening in the city. Our male protagonist is Hunt Athalar, or Ryan Hunt Athalar, who is a fallen angel, which is very complicated, even though you like, in typical Sarah J. Maas fashion, like, it gets repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated, but like you still don't actually understand the information that's being given to you, but it's there. But he is a fallen angel and basically the biggest, baddest fallen angel of the time, but his power has been controlled by different witch magic, and so he cannot tap into all of his lightning power, but even with the lightning power they've given him, he is still the biggest, baddest angel out there. And so, obviously, Sarah J. Maas, of course, Bryce and Hunt get paired together, and of course, you know, it starts off as an enemy, so it's basically an enemies to lovers. Yeah, come on guys, Sarah J. Maas. Enemies to lovers. When is it not enemies to lovers with her, so that's not a spoiler. So, enemies to lovers, and our story follows them during them trying to figure out the crime. So, that's basically the plot. I know, seems simple, but hey. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book. I liked it a lot. There were some good twists and turns. There were some things that I definitely could figure out that wasn't like a oh my gosh moment, but there were some oh my gosh moments, and there were times where I, especially towards the end of this behemoth, where I was just crying. Like, luckily my fiance was playing video games and he just couldn't hear me sobbing literally directly behind him with things that are happening. I'm tearing up now. And just, it was so good. I laughed. I loved the message of this, through love all is possible. That message comes up a lot during this book, and I love that. I love that message that comes up. I mean, so yeah. I gave this book 5 stars. If you didn't see, I gave this book 5 stars. It touched a lot of feelings and emotions, and if one thing Sarah J. Maas always does and does really well, it is trauma and PTSD and getting through it and fighting through it and not just kind of glossing over it. Like, a huge part of this is basically PTSD and getting through PTSD and having to get on with it. But anyway, I am going to do a full discussion on how I feel about this on my Patreon. So make sure to go check out my Patreon, which I will link down below. I don't want to get too much into it because that defeats 2-minute book reviews. But this is her adult fantasy book. So it's not YA, it is adult fantasy. But in not typical Sarah J Maas fashion, there was not enough smut in this. I don't know, like there was hinted smut, but not enough smut. So if you're looking for that, it's not really in here. So anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I know that's way more than 2 minutes because I got on to blabbering, but that's okay. Don't forget, so I hope you guys pick this book up if you haven't already. I loved it. I'm really sad now that we have to probably wait like 5 more years for the next one, you know, but it's whatever. I'm thinking about doing a Sarah J Maas reread of all the books, so that might be a thing that we do over in the Patreons. Of course, that part will be free, but just Discord discussions and stuff will be through that. Anyway, that is it for me, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell notification button so you never miss anything. And until next time, keep turning the pages. Okie dokie, Patreon fam, page turning posse fam. I literally put the 2-minute book review before this so I didn't have to do it again. But I really just wanted to keep talking about this book because, like, I mean, oh, it was so good. It was so good. Let's dig a bit more into the plot of this book. I know I said it's basically a murder mystery, but that is truly what it is. But it's like murder mystery meets drugs, meets underbelly, meets discussion about classism, meets, what else is discussed in this book? Classism was a big one. Meets blended families, meets, I don't believe there was queer rep in this one. No, I don't remember. I don't remember there being queer rep in this one. Knowing SJM, she'll put it in the next one, so whatever comes up next. But this is definitely written like a Sarah J Maas book, y'all. Like, lots of repetitive things. You know, that's one thing I noticed about Sarah J Maas. 1, she likes to write in 3s, and 2, she will repeat the same information over and over and over again to where you're like, you know, if I cut that out, this book would be 200 pages shorter. It's always like she's trying to win a prize for like most pages, but let's be honest, Cassie Clare is winning that award right now. But what else? Like, I absolutely love this book. Like, let's just talk about the friendships that are throughout this book. It starts with 4 friends who are completely different, have their own skill sets, but find time to make time for each other, check up on each other, and be there for each other. Like, that amount of like platonic friendship is literally what I think we all need to see more of in books, and we don't see enough of it. We see a lot of romantic bonds, but not enough platonic bonds that help us feel like we are, you know, connecting to others and people in a way. And throughout it, you know, Bryce goes through this terrible ordeal, and she ends up losing a friend or 6. And then she has to go through her PTSD. And luckily, I don't suffer from PTSD, but I believe people who suffer from PTSD would really, could really relate to some of the feelings. And there should also be probably a content warning for suicide throughout this book. So just something to keep in mind on that. I should have mentioned that in my 2-minute book review. And but yeah, and so it definitely comes down to that, which is pretty good, which is pretty awesome. And she did a good job, I felt like, kind of going through how people with PTSD, depression, suicidal ideations have to kind of keep going through life, and someone has to be their anchor. I liked both the literal and metaphorical sense of the anchors when someone goes through the drop, which essentially sounded like, I actually, you know what? I don't have a good metaphor for it. But I enjoyed it. Y'all, I don't want this to be a spoiler, so I'm not gonna spoil it, but when y'all read it, can we just comment below, and can we just talk about Lehaba, please? Lehaba, please. Like, I think that's how you say her name. Can we talk about her? Oh my god, I love her. I'm trying not to cry again. I'm really trying hard. That whole thing was just so... Oh my god, I'm really crying. So let me stop. I'm not gonna talk about her anymore. Let's talk about Hunt. Hunt at the Lar. Oh, let's talk about Sarah J. Maas and her men. Okay, y'all, like... That's why it's not a spoiler, because let's be honest, every single female protagonist we have is with some badass, like, best of his kind, warrior, fae, angel, whatever, okay? Like, and it's always from some, I mean, other than the Throne of Glass series, it's always from some girl who is considered less than. Well, she was kind of considered less than until you know what happened, until we found out more. But she was considered less than, and you know, they always end up finding this like badass male who is the best of his kind and is the most feared warrior of everything. So I mean, at least she's sticking to the Sarah J. Maas formula that we know and love. At least she's sticking to that. But I'm just saying, A Court of Thorns and Roses had more smut in the first book, okay, than this did. Okay, this is supposed to be adult fantasy. Where was it? And so it read just like her YA books, but of course we all know that her YA books were supposed to be a new adult, but they downplayed it for the buyers. Let's be honest. But we all know ACOTAR should have been a new adult. Should have been. And it's still considered YA. But I really, really enjoyed this, guys. Like, honestly, I could really talk about this book for a while. I won't be surprised when I reread it, honestly. Reread it again for information and just to keep track. Because I still had a difficult time by the end of it understanding some of the hierarchy. And I'm definitely going to need, like, I feel like an Asteri novella. Like, I just need to know how they come about, where they came from. We're gonna need a novella on the library that comes up a couple of times. We're just gonna need novellas, SJM. We're gonna need novellas. So, but I'm not gonna hold you guys up. I do want to hear what you guys think, so make sure to leave a comment down below. So, I mean, I could keep talking about this. I could keep gushing about it, but I really enjoyed it. I really loved it. I cannot wait. I'm guessing we're gonna have 4 books at least 4 true books, and not just, and hopefully some novellas to go with it to fill out some stories, because some people need stories, like Isaiah needs stories, but I think we'll at least get a book for each house of Midgard. So I think we'll each get a book. I think it definitely helps to read the beginning, like the 4 houses. It helps to read that, just so you know things. I saw someone talking about why are books getting rid of content, like tables of content, and I agree with that. Like, where is the table of content in this? Because I was trying to go from my book. No, I was trying to go from my Kindle to my book, and my Kindle didn't have page numbers for it, which is super annoying when books randomly decide not to have page numbers for it. It had location, so, you know, I stopped at a chapter. Then I tried and find the chapter in the book, but I couldn't just open the table of contents and find the frickin' chapter. That was really annoying. Like, really annoying, actually. Anyway, Patreon fam, Patreoning Posse fam, I'm thinking about doing a complete Sarah J. Maas reread, like literally Throne of Glass, ACOTAR, and then this. But I'm thinking about starting with ACOTAR because I feel like in the realm of timelines, I feel like ACOTAR would go first and then Throne of Glass. And I really want to read them all again. it'd be like the third or fourth time I've read ACOTAR. I have a problem. It's okay. But anyway, Patreoning Posse, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the fam. If you guys would like to do a read along, I'm thinking about if you joined the Discord for it, that would be flippin' fantastic. Or the Discord that I have attached to this Page Turning Posse. It's free. It's not part of the tiered things. To participate in the read along, I will probably be vlogging it once I start it. So I'd be really happy if you guys participated with me. I would love to be able to just like talk to you guys and stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy this blabbery content. This is the kind of content you guys get from me. But no, I've already said it before, I really want my Patreon to be just super casual because I really want to do this for you guys. I mean, for me and for you guys. But, you know, I want to do it like over coffee or wine or something stronger or wine. It's a little early in the day for me to drink right now. Maybe later. But anyway, let me stop. That is it for me, guys. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button or follow me on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on all the social medias, which I'm guessing if you found my Patreon, then you definitely follow me on all the social medias. And don't forget to don't forget to look at all the different perks that are available by becoming a member of my Patreoning Posse fam, guys. But until next time, keep turning the pages.